It's pretty common for musicians to experience setbacks, but no musician will ever dream of sabotaging their own careers. Well, Jamaican dancehall artist Shabba Ranks did. A single interview caused his career to fail.
Shabba, are you a Buju Banton fan? What did you think of that piece?
Well, most definitely right now, I'm out of Jamaican. I'll be on the supporting side where all Jamaicans be concerned are people with progress. Well, within this world, you know, people be living the way they feel like they want to live. And if you don't have a free will to move about, you got freedom of speech, freedom of opinion.
But he's got freedom of speech, but his freedom of speech is saying go and shoot gay people. Surely that's wrong.
Well, most definitely right now, from a forfeit the law of God Almighty, you deserve crucifixion. Most definitely. The Bible, I live by the concept of the Bible, which is the righteousness of every human being. And the Bible stated that man should multiply.
Rexton Ralston Fernando Gordon, better known by his stage name Shabba Ranks, was born in Sturridge Town, St. Anne, Jamaica, to Ivan Gordon, a Mason, and Constance Christie. The father passed away in 1990 when Shabba's international star was just beginning to rise. His mother, Constance Mama Christie, remained in Seaview after Shabba's success, feeding the community with money sent from her son after his emigration. In 2015, dancehall artist Dexta Daps released a song about her called Shabba Mada Pot, which became a smash hit. When he was 8 years old, his family moved and settled in Seaview Garden, a neighborhood in the west section of Kingston, the capital of Jamaica. Having been raised in the ghetto, Shabba had an unquenchable love for music, and he dedicated time and effort to training himself to become better. Early in his adolescence, he had an encounter that would later change his life. His sister's husband, the concert promoter, hired him to clean up after the show. The only thing he had to do was go around and pick up empty bottles from the audience members. Instead, he became an audience member too. The event featured Josie Wales, an upcoming dancehall artist. Wales is referred to as one of the greatest Jamaican dancehall artists. That evening's performance really captured Shabba's attention, and he realized then that music was his true love. His first step into the world of music. Shabba became a dropout when he was in high school. He was kicked out of school for being a disruptive student, but this actually worked out well for him because now he can devote more time to his music. The quality of his work attracted the attention of influential people in the industry. One of those guys was Josie Wales, the same man who inspired him to pursue music. Josie extended the invitation for him to come to his recording studio, which is now one of the largest in the nation. That was the first big step for him. Shabba was ecstatic that Josie, a big figure in the industry, had taken notice of his hard work. He then met King Jammy, a Jamaican dub mixer and record producer, when he was about 16 years old, and immediately his talent was seen and acknowledged. King Jammy was a very serious man. He meant business, so he gave Shabba a chance. King Jammy offered him a job as a DJ. He first began performing as co-pilot and released his debut single, Heat Under My Suffering Feet. This happened in 1985. Shabba was slowly rising to fame. Three years after the release of his debut single, a modest independent label in Queens, New York, issued his debut album. He released several more albums with this label, and this time he went by the stage name Shabba Ranks. Shabba really did keep up a good reputation. He frequently wore fancy suits, had nice chains around his neck, and a distinctive Gumby haircut. He was the ladies' man. The explicit sexual content and aggressive tone of Shabba Ranks' signature slackness lyrics helped him rise to prominence in Jamaica's music scene. He rapidly rose to prominence as one of the island's most beloved dancehall performers, and his songs soon found fans across the Atlantic. A few hits, including No Bother Dis Sound Boy and Roots and Culture, were later added to his repertoire. Shabba Ranks' version of Champion Lover, originally by Deborah Glasgow, was his biggest success outside of Jamaica. The song was originally released in 1988, but it wasn't until Shabba Ranks' cover of the song in 1989 with Chevelle Franklin that it became a dancehall staple. The song features a catchy, upbeat rhythm and Shabba Ranks' signature slackness lyrics. The lyrics describe his prowess as a lover, with lines like, "Me alone can ride your body like a jockey," and "May not take back my chat, me not take back me boast." The chorus's chant of Champion Lover, me go so, has become a staple in the lexicon of dancehall music lovers everywhere. Several other musicians, such as the UK garage duo So Solid Crew and the American rapper Cameron, have covered Champion Lover over the years. The song has also been featured in several movies and TV shows, such as the film Belly and the TV show Oz. He was signed to the American record label Epic because of his powerful vocals and amazing songwriting. His breakthrough came with this album, Raw as Ever, which was released in 1991 and featured hit songs like Mr. Loverman, Trailer Load of Girls,
Why Shabba World of Girls, chill alone, in country the loads, chill alone,
and Wicked in a Bed.
Girls of mercy, I am bad, mad, and the wicked in the bed.
The album sold over 500,000 copies just in the United States. The success of the album helped to establish Shabba Ranks as one of the leading figures in the dancehall genre. The album features popular artists like Jamaican-British reggae artist Maxi Priest.
I didn't think you'd be more than a mystery.
The album, Raw as Ever, received the Grammy Award for Best Reggae Album in 1992. A year later, his 1992 hit album, Extra Naked, again won another Grammy Award for Best Reggae Album of the Year. The album included the hit songs Con Done and Family Affair, featuring fellow Jamaican artist Petra. Throughout the 1990s and early 2000s, Shabba Ranks continued to release albums and singles, including A Me Shabba, Get Up, Stand Up, and Rough and Ready Volume 2. He also collaborated with a number of other musicians during this time, including KRS-One and Johnny Gill. Shabba's career had been going great guns up until this point, but this interview effectively ended his success. A song titled Boom Bye Bye by a young reggae dancehall artist named Buju Banton caused quite a stir when it was released in 1992. There was a lot of backlash against the song, particularly from the gay and lesbian communities. The song's lyrics go like this: Boom bye bye in a baddie boy head rude boy, no promote no nasty man den halfy dead, and a whole lot of other hate words against gay men. Back in the 1980s and 1990s, this was pretty typical for dancehall musicians. Artists frequently used this kind of slur against gays and lesbians, but this time it went too far. The question of whether or not Shabba Ranks is a fan of Buju Banton came up during his appearance on the Channel 4 music show The Word. Shabba remarked that Jamaicans have each other's backs. Then comes the next pressing question: what do you think about his song? Defending Buju, Shabba suggested that crucifixion would be a fitting punishment for gays. From this point on, the end of Shabba's fall was inescapable. Everyone turned on Shabba as retaliation after the homophobia in Jamaica was exposed in a story titled Boom Bye Bye in the Village Voice newspaper, which was inspired by the interview. From that moment on, wherever Shabba had a performance, they would alert the promoter that he was homophobic. Whenever he was booked on a TV show, they would send a letter to the producers about his hate speech against gays. He was cut off from a lot of his TV programs. In America, his appearance on NBC's prestigious night show was canceled. He was also dropped from a Bobby Brown tour. And in the UK, the following year, he was forced to pull out of a festival show when it was revealed in a newspaper that police were labeling him a troublemaker and a high-level threat. Shabba realized at this point that things were only going to get worse from here on out. In March 1993, Shabba released the following statement: "In retrospect, I realized the comment was a mistake because it advocated hate and violence against gay men and lesbians. I regret having made any statement, and I do not approve of any act of violence against gay men, lesbians, or any other human being. Gay bashing is wrong." Not only did that interview stun Shabba, but it also rocked the entire dancehall scene. The label Gay Haters was applied to the subgenre. Many dancehall musicians saw their tour dates canceled and their record labels cut ties. None of his subsequent work was well received, and many of his fans, particularly in the West, stopped paying attention after that. It came as no surprise when his record label dropped him the following year. After about 5 years at the top, Shabba is now just another working artist. Ranks' career suffered from the fallout of that interview for years, despite the fact that he continued to release music and go on tour. In 2007, Ranks made a comeback of sorts when he was featured on Busta Rhymes' Clear the Air, which also featured Akon. In April of 2011, Shabba dropped a single titled None of Dem on Big Ship's Pepper Rhythm. Shabba appeared on Boy Toy, a track from Tech N9ne's 2012 EP EBA. The American television network Bet invited Shabba Ranks and other prominent artists like Don Penn, Shakademas, Beanie Man, and Elephant Man to participate in a reggae and dancehall tribute at their 2013 awards show. He has been honored for his musical contributions with a number of awards and accolades, including the Governor General's Order of Distinction at his home in Kinston. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and be sure to hit that subscribe button for even more juicy gossip about your favorite celebs. See you in the next video.